The Dynasty Podcast is a free-flowing conversation that occasionally touches on mature subjects. You were warned. The Dynasty Podcast is brought to you by Berkowitz Trucking. When it comes to rubbish removal and eco-friendly recycling, Berkowitz Trucking makes it simple. Don't be a dick. Berkowitz Trucking, servicing all of Riverdale since 1981.
It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the assholes on the Dynasty tonight. That's right. It's time to put on makeup. It's time to dress up right. It's time to raise the curtain on the Dynasty tonight. Why do we always come here? I guess we'll never know. It's like some kind of torture to have to watch the show. And now let's get things started. Why don't you get things started? It's time to get things started on the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, sexuational. This is what we call the Dynasty Podcast.
And now, coming to you live from Riverdale Studios, your host, the one, the only, Eric Costanza!
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to episode number 3 of the Berkowitz Trucking Dynasty Podcast. This is Commissioner Eric Costanza broadcasting live from Riverdale Studios, and I am here with my friend, my partner, my confidant, my fellow Riverdalian, Bubba Palucha.
Great to be here, Eric.
In this episode, Bubba, we are going to go ahead and take a look back at week 1. We'll also look forward to week 2. Then we'll have our first coaches interview.
Ooh.
Yeah, first coaches interview of the season, as we'll be welcoming on the show our reigning champion and always interesting Coach John Costanza of the Amber Alerts. Now, Bub, I want you to clear your head. Clear your head. Yes.
Okay, cleared.
I want you to have a clear mind.
Wait, where am I?
We're in Riverdale Studios. We're broadcasting live. We're here doing episode 3.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, I got it.
Your mind is clear.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to simply tell me what your emotions are and what your feelings
Sad.
are. Well, not right now. Like, wait a moment.
Okay.
Yes.
You'll cue me?
I will cue you.
Okay.
Tell me what you're feeling and what your emotions are after hearing this. What do you got?
I would like to find a small child and kick them in the teeth.
Exactly.
Enraged.
I was gonna assume you were gonna say confused. What the hell is this?
I don't know
the
which
point.
I don't know what type of child I would get. That's why I'd be confused.
Gotcha. Well, those are the sweet sounds of a band called Jackie.
Ooh.
Now, most of you probably, unfortunately, are not familiar with this band.
I'm not. I don't know who that is.
This is an educational program as well, Bub.
Wow.
Not only do we talk about fantasy football and NFL and sports, but we're branching out into pop culture and music and movies and things like that. This is going to be a music-themed podcast today.
Really?
Yes. The reason for this is, again, not only because Coach John is on the show later today.
He's big into music.
Yeah, he is. He's one hell of a good guitarist, let me tell you. But we will also have on the show Jackie, both Jackie LaPanza and Mike LaPanza, who is the drummer on Jackie. Let me take a little step back, Bob, and tell you, I think you're laughing. What's wrong? What's the problem?
You know what? I can't believe. So all the stops that you're willing to, you go put all the stops out. What is that saying?
I'm just gonna let you know now, when we have, and this happens quite often, when we have like a random moment that we don't know what to say, I'm just gonna play the sweet sounds of Jackie.
Okay.
Anywho, taking a step back, I think you're all fully aware, maybe you are, maybe you're not, but I'll tell you now, myself, Coach John, Coach Phil Tamulus, we typically go on some type of road trip to see the Patriots play an away game. We've done this for the past, 3 years or so. A couple years ago, I think it was 2010, we went to Cleveland, the Mistake by the Lake, if you will. We had a glorious time, and the first night in Cleveland, we were giddy, we were ready to go, we were all like excited, we're here. We're horny, yeah. We went to the bar called the Blind Pig on West 6th Street, downtown Cleveland, and our lives changed forever, Bubba.
Did you meet Ren Geyer?
No, unfortunately, I did not meet Ren Geyer.
Oh, man.
That would have been something. But we did hear Jackie, the band Jackie. They're an edgy, kick-ass rock band. John loves them.
That's weird. I can't imagine that.
I know it, right? Anyway, we saw this band live and in person. They blew us away. Coach Phil, actually, I don't know if he remembers or not, but he had quite the, he had a lot of shots of tequila.
Yeah.
And he actually met and got a picture with Jackie. They're kind of like really edgy. Did I mention they're edgy, Bubba? They're edgy.
I believe you did once or twice.
So we're gonna have.
They sound a little edgy in that
They're
clip.
edgy. They're edgy. They're very edgy. The gal. I'm not gonna lie. She's a smoke show.
Ooh.
And yeah, I was a little nervous. You'll hear it later. I was a little nervous when I was speaking to her. And her brother, again, the drummer. That will be on the show later today in this music-themed episode 3 of the Tom Berkowitz Trucking Goddamn Dynasty Podcast.
Now let's take a look into last week's results. Who kicked some ass? Who sucked?
Bub, week 1 is officially in the books. What stood out to you? We had a lot of things go on. What stood out to you in the NFL or within our league that you really want to first start talking about?
Well, I think probably the biggest point of week 1 is the 2 running backs that everyone was kind of talking about in the preseason, and if they were going to play week 1, Adrian Peterson and Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yes.
Peterson because of injury, Jones-Drew obviously with the holdout. Jones-Drew came back, didn't have a fantastic day, but played a lot of snaps.
Yes.
Got the majority of the carries. Jennings did not really do much of anything. I know some owners, Zach, was pissed.
Yes.
Peterson, great day, unfortunately for Coach Will on his bench, but 2 touchdowns, and they played well.
Yeah, and that was one of the bigger things for me, too, the fact that Will benched, Adrian Peterson. I mean, honestly, I think most people probably did bench him, but the fact that he took him so high makes you kind of figure that.
And the fact that he started D'Angelo Williams.
Well, honestly, I would have started D'Angelo Williams.
So did all the other experts I know.
Right. Jonathan Stewart was out, and D'Angelo was going up.
And they're playing Tampa.
And they are supposed to not be such a good defense. The guy had friggin' 0 points.
Do you know how many yards Tampa Bay allowed, rushing yards, they allowed in that game?
Tell me.
10.
That's ridiculous.
That's pathetic.
I mean, Peterson ended up with 20 points on Will's bench. Will lost by 13 points to Soglo. So that was the difference right there, Bub.
However, let me cut you off. I actually looked at this because I was thinking the same thing.
Yes.
I think Will probably would have played Peterson or one of the other running backs in the flex spot instead of Bolden.
Oh.
Bolden scored, I believe, 11 points. So actually it's only a difference of 9.
So it wouldn't have mattered.
So it wouldn't have mattered. That's if you played him in the flex.
That's right, which you're right. I'm thinking he probably would have, but you never know.
Right.
At least that might make Will feel a little bit better. But speaking of Will's failings, Bub, I shit you not, I swear to you that I did not ask Will for this. On my way home from work today, believe it or not,
He decided to give you Adrian Peterson for free?
Negative.
Oh, okay.
Negative. Believe it or not, I actually have another full-time job other than the commissioner of the Dynasty.
Really?
Yeah, I know, right? But Will actually called me on my ride home, which I did not pick up, and he left me a voice message regarding